I walk along these city streets. You used to walk along with me. And every step I take reminds me of just how we used to be. Oh, how can I forget you? If you should find you miss the sweet and tender love we used to share, go back to the city streets we used to walk, and I'll be there. Oh, how can I forget you when there is always something there to remind me? Always something there to remind me. I was born to love you, and I will never be free.
Put a sock in it, love. You'll never be half as good as your mother. Charming! Charming! To rub the salt in. He was the singer in the family, my dad, that one. He was the singer in the family. The classical singer, in fact. My mother used to just accompany him on the old Joanna and throw in a couple of harmonies or so. Till the war put a stop to all that. Yes, unlucky for my father, Hurst. All wasn't quiet on the Western Front. Gas attack, fucked his lungs, sent back to Blighty-on-Sea and Emphysema-on-Sea with his glorious baritone reduced to a bass in all meanings of the word. Reduced now to 2 shows a day and 3 on weekends at the glorious Clapham Grand Variety Emporium. Now, 9 months gone and cursed with the suspicion brush, my mother popped along to see him, spy on him actually, to see him, popped out at the interval for a breath of fresh on Wandsworth Common when... Oh! Oh! Oh, God, no. Ah, fetch my husband! Oh, he's a cheat! Hurst, look at her. Just look at her face. I am never, ever doing this again. Joy! That's what it means. YOOTHA in Maori. Joy! Oh, can you have this for me, darling? Can you? It smells of woman, love. Yeah. Oh, keep it somewhere safe. Oh, don't get shot. Oh, you bitch. That's my show, not yours, love. Okay. A bit early for this, love. Okay, you together, love. Oh, God. What's your name, love?
Brian.
Sorry, love. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, that means impotent in Swahili. Sorry, it just does. We'll discuss it later, I know. Anyway, I'm not going to chat to you all night. You're going barking up the wrong tree, but you two, I can see it here already. Anyway, yeah, okay, joy. In Maori, it means joy. YOOTHA means joy. In Aborigine, it means thirsty. But in the mind of my mother, it meant YOOTHA Rose, the renowned actor, singer, dancer, toy maker. Must be nice to have a hobby, eh, folks? Who was on the bill with my father at the old Clapham Grand Emporium, and whose name sort of surreptitiously slipped off the silver tongue of my golden-throated father when my mother failed to immediately come up for a sort of sobriquet for myself, a name for me. I'm saying nothing.
Can you see it? Can you see where I've written my label? I wrote it myself in my best handwriting with my favourite pen. YOOTHA Choice Needham, Beneley Road, Clapham. Cow! Oh, so many people on the platform. I must hold on to my luggage, to my bag and everything. Oh God, I do hope my s'mores don't end up smelling of my corned beef sandwiches. When we get to the civic centre, everybody claps. Am I supposed to do a turn or something? Then they line us up, smallest to the tallest. Now I'm at the end with the big boys. They go first. They're really good for farm work. Then it's the pretty blonde girls, and then it's the brunettes, and then the gingers. Pick me! Pick me! Oh well, 3 of us left. At least I'm not the only. Little boy with milk bottle glasses and calipers. And a little coloured boy. Oh well, that must mean we're special. But finally, my new country home. Home. Yeah, home. No blitz, please, we're British. In one of His Majesty's government's not so finest hours, they would seem to have been a bit previous, you see, and having predicted bombs away, we were now dragged back from the soon-to-be-known as phony war to the ragged streets of old London town to await our fate when the real blitz arrived. By which time, of course, I was too old and too ugly to be even considered for Operation Evacuation Part 2. So, 12 years old and born in a trunk, off I went to the local Clapham ground again for a matinee performance of Swan Lake by the Anglo-Polish Ballet Company. Freeze! Turistera! Freeze! Turistera! Why do you want to dance? Why do you want to live? Red shoes. Red shoes. I'm sorry, I've got to take these off. Not you again. Ooh. Oh, blimey. It's not quite as warm as that one, sweetheart, but they're not cheap shit. What are they? Not YSL girls, what's he called them? FW? Oh, Freeman Hardy Willis, like. Hold on tight, love. Oh God, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. Now that I am a whoop man, I have put away such childish things. Not to mention that my size 9 plates of meat soon put the kibosh on that particular ambition. Oh, bits of my tits, all of it. I mean nostalgia, you know, looking back in pink specked nostalgia. As if those wartime streets weren't filled with the stench of rotting corpses and battered women cooking battered cod. Wartime shit. Peacetime shitter. At that time, as far as my mother and father were concerned, I was not good for nothing. Or good for nothing, I should say. But as far as I was concerned, nothing was good enough
for me. And as luck would have it, the war put paid to me travelling, flying to a posh Swiss finishing school, to finish my education. So I settled for the next best thing, for sophisticated, well-educated, well-spoken young ladies like myself. And I thought, well, if they won't have me there, I'm going to kick the bloody door down till they fucking well do, you know what I mean? Wah!
Dearly beloved, for that is what you are. It is my joy, not just my joy, but my terror, to invite you to journey with me on this long adventure over the next 3 years. Rah! Duh! No, it is not a word, not merely a word, no, not merely a word, it is an obligation, a duty. Come on, get down, Beerbone, Daddy's working. An invitation to be dramatic. Time for tea, I think, Rosalind. Yes, okay. Sorry about that, darling Beerbone. I'm sorry, Mummy didn't mean to be angry with you. Peter McFarquarquarquarquarquar. Sir! Peter McFarquarquarquarquar. Graded us, you see, on our end-of-term show, sat at the back of the auditorium, little Beerbone beside him, snapping away, judging and watching. Mwah! Pride. And prejudice. This hippie breed! Similarly. She stoops to conquer. You can't take it with you. What on earth does that fucking ugly bitch think she's doing? Oh, sorry about that, Beerbone, darling. Don't worry. Daddy will make sure she doesn't last. I do. 4 turns. So, bloodied, but unbowed, up I got on those dainty little trotters of mine and went off to the Clapham Emporium again, asking for a job. ASM actress, bob's your wages, vanity tax. My roles. Girl upstairs. Young lady living in sin. Brass upstairs. The top with no heart. Sad with her tits out. I think I'll leave that last one up. The whore on tour! One bar. One fucking bar. Mind you, my mother used to say that's all you need. Very fond of the gin, my mother. Do with a little nip now, just to take the edge off. Who closes the library on a Monday? There's only so much non-fiction a girl can take. In Stoke. Oh, it's day off Monday, you see. Merchant tonight, merchant the thing. Rochdale last week. Damn. Better than
brill though, that sea air gets right up your cunt. Well, it does! Sorry ladies. Sorry about that. No, but I'm fine. I'm fine. You see, I'm fine when I'm in the dressing room, you see, and I'm fine when I'm fine in the bar afterwards. It's just now, you see, my nerves. It's just now, you know. Shylock's a tosser. He is! God, my quality of mercy is strained to the limit. I can fucking tell you. And that Bassanio, he can keep his hand on his own hate, and he's a dirty little purge. So I hate playing Portia. I only understudy him, but sometimes I have to go on. I hate Portia. God, she's such a trip. At least at drama school, I used to occasionally get to play blokes. Oh, I can't stand here gassing to you lovely people all day, can I? No. I have a pound of flesh to clean. I was born in a trunk at the Clapham Hippodrome near Wandsworth Common, SW18. It was during an interval on Tuesday that my ma spied on Da and his floozy. And I grew up in this crazy world of negligence and boarding schools, evacuees and rooms with just one bar. And I can't forget the endless cold and hungry nights and lonely nights and nights without a copper in my jar. But it's all in the game and the way you play it, and you got to play the game, you know. When you're born in a trunk in the Clapham Hippodrome on Wandsworth Common, SW18. Fucking hell, oh, shit. Oh. You all right, darling? I like to think so. Glyn! Glyn Edwards! Him off minder! Never mind. My first! It's my first. Husband, I mean. Don't know why I say that, actually. Tried it once, didn't like it. Oh, call of the flesh. Oh, with Glyn. See, invalided out of the stage management acting job with the injured ankle, I wrote to his theatre company for a job, and suddenly, Glyn's your uncle, youth is your tart. Better to sort of share the digs. It's much cheaper, isn't it, love? Yeah, cheaper to share the digs in the one bar. Come on, darling, we ain't got a matinee. Let's have a little bit of a... Oh, let's see what you've got under your Brentford nylons, love. Oh, blimey. Oh, get under there, Yootha, you lovely. Oh, blimey. Oh, yeah, see, Yootha. Yeah, she auditioned for a job with my company, you see, my theatre company, and there was another girl that... Oh, bloody hell. Where'd you learn that, love? Oh, there was another girl as well, right? But Yootha, oh, fucking hell. Yeah, Yootha, she asked for 5 bob more, right? But there must have been something about her I liked. I don't know what it was. Oh, blimey, I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, yeah, I hired her on the spot. Oh, blimey. Oh, blimey. Oh, go dear. Oh, Youth, darling, that was lovely.
standing on the steps of the register office, smiling for the press. Well, I say press. One dodgy old bloke with a Mac. Box brownie from the Ham and High, but you know, you do what you can. Thinking to myself, oh, YOOTHA. What the bloody hell have you done? I mean, he was lovely, Glyn. He was lovely, you know. He was lovely. It's just not exactly Brando, don't forget my... Oh, blimey, you are. Sorry, who's your friend? Sorry. Oh, yeah, not exactly Brando, but you know, we were happy. We were happy. Enough. Just like any normal married couple. Now, there was nothing we liked better to do on a Sunday night off from the theatre than stay in and have homemade bacon, egg, and chips. Oh, lovely. Glyn, would you mind just getting a new bottle open? Yeah, just open a new bottle for me, I won't be a minute. Shit, oh God, that's the phone. Can you get the phone for me, sweetheart? No, I can't leave this. No, I can't leave it, sweetheart. It's going to burn. Can you just forget the bottle? Just answer the phone for me, darling. What do you mean you're busy? What are you doing? Spoiling life? Fucking hell. Will you just answer the fucking phone? We were with Joan by then. You know Joan Littlewood, Stratford East, yeah. Yeah, we were with Joan by then, yeah. Now, Joan, she came up west to see us in Call of the Flesh, me and Glyn. Got Glyn in to do the recruiting officer, and I kind of just went along for the ride. The thing you need to know about Joan Littlewood, if you know nothing, right? For all the, you know, communism and politics and powerful female shit, she always favoured the blokes. Sometimes she'd, you know, get a play for us that was a totally male cast, right, just to piss us off. And then if you did get a part, which was usually a slag or a tart, or anyway, never mind, you get a part, she'd go round, half an hour before the show was ready to start, and she'd swap out all your parts. Swap around all your parts. You have to go on in somebody else. So you'd shit yourself. No, I literally mean you would shit. Just to keep us on our toes. God, she was a nightmare. It's a cow. And annoyingly, like most cows, she was right. Don't try and make the bastards like you. They do like you. That's why they've paid to come in. Don't cry. Don't cry. Make them. Don't tell them what to think. Make them think. Don't leave them out here. Bring them in. Bring them in. See, Shakespeare, Stratford, right? That was theatre for the people. So is ours. So is ours. Theatre for the people. Never, never, never give your audience anything less than the absolute best. And never, ever let me catch any of you bastards acting. Do that and you can fuck off to Hollywood like that no-talent arsehole Michael Caine. Now! Running from the top, and for fuck's sake, don't be boring. Do me a favour. They changed our local pally into a bowling alley, and things ain't what they used to be.
We've got blokes in drainpipe trousers and Debs in coffee houses and things ain't what they used to be. There used to be trams, rip out the theatre seats, we'll surround the bastards, not very quick, got you from place to place, but now it's just jams, eh? You, Spinetti, yeah, Spinetti, don't believe your publicity, old queens like you a penny love. Oh, for God's sake, stay in the human race, I'm walking at you. Son, yeah, I do mean you, Dudley, son, yeah. Paint those fucking, what? What do you mean you're acting, you middle-class twatch? First there was Commie Party and now it's all arty-farty. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. It used to be fun, me and old Glyn taking the boat to pool, but now it's not done. Never mind, Sean, theatre royals are drama school, but Joan creates a kind of cult built on West End show results. Broadway cold, but not for me. First we were a family, then lured in by the TV, we signed all our lives away. Fame, cash, East End bits are rough. Yes, I do mean you, Barbara. Sitcom, golden handcuff. Things ain't what they used to. I often wondered what it would have been like, you know, if we'd had kids. Me and Glyn, I mean. I mean, we talked about adopting at some point, but not in any serious way, you know. Just like how you might pop down to Batsy Dog's home over the weekend and come out with a couple of Westies, you know. But that would have been silly, because we were splitting up by then. Oh, I know I could have had them. No problem there, no, I just popped them out like shelling peas, but you see, I was always very obsessed by my career. I was very focused by my career, and to be honest with you, ladies, you'll understand this. I do think the whole thing is rather distasteful. I often wondered what it would have been like if I'd had a child that was dull. I don't mind if it's not pretty, and I mean, oh, if there was something wrong with it, oh no, I'd love it. I'd love it just as much, more than if it was normal, of course, but what if it was dull? I mean, what on earth would I do? Do you mind me speaking to you? To tell you the truth, my life is an empty place. To tell you the honest truth, my husband doesn't come near me anymore. No. Nowhere near me. Do you think I'm still attractive? I think I'm still attractive. You should see the way men look at me. You see, that's how you can tell, you see. I'm desirable. I'm not old. But sorry, what do you mean you're sorry? It's no good being sorry. What are you going to do about it? I told you my life is an empty place. Oh. I have an idea. Would your husband find me attractive? Oh, I could show him a trick or two. Want a bear? I'm sure I could show him a few things I bet you don't know. Have you ever had your skin clawed off? See these claws? See these claws? Anyone ever clawed your skin? Right off. Pumpkin ear. Pumpkin ear. No? It's a film. How young are you lot anyway? Oh, it's a film. That's a bit obscure. Okay, fair enough. Pumpkin. No, that was me. You see, in the Pumpkin ear, talking to Anne Bancroft. Yeah. Peter Finch was in it. Yeah, it's lovely. And Jack Clayton, he did The Innocents. He was the director on it. And you're singularly unimpressed. I'm going to impress you. Screenplay by Harold Pinter. Harold fucking. He said it was the greatest screen cameo he'd ever seen. See? I could have been a contender. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I mean, I was fine. You know, I was doing bits of theatre, I was doing a bit of telly, then telly was just coming up. And, you know, quite a lot of films. I was at Pinewood a lot. I mean, I didn't just do that one. I did the one with little Donald Sutherland when he was only a teenager. I did one with, Man for All Seasons. That'll impress you. You heard of that one, have you? Man for All Seasons, you know, with Paul Schofield. Sir Paul Schofield after that. Yeah, I did that. And then, of course, I did Pinewood Balls. I did a lot of Hammer, you know. Usual Joan Littlewood type of roles, you know. Slag tart, brass, tom and whore. Whoa! And I'll tell you one thing. I finally did get a lead role in the theatre of Joan, yeah. Well, you've been begging me for it for long enough, you bastard. So you finally gave me a part in it. Not Lionel Bart, no. Nothing wrong with Lionel, but not Lionel Bart, no. This was the lead title role in a play by Jean-Paul Sartre. Called, wait for it, The Reluctant Prostitute. Thank you very much, my little French friend. Can I have a frothy coffee and an existential crisis for my little froggy friend? Fuck off. Bye-bye, Jean-Paul. Bye, off you go. Ooh, what's happening? Ooh, I can feel, ooh. Die, my darling. Tallulah Bankhead. Bit eccentric, you know the type. Then romping on the bed with little Turkey Bogart in our mother's house. No, not in our mother's house. In our mother's house. It's a film, all right? Danger Man, Avengers, Jason King the Saint. Danger Man, Avengers, Jason King the Saint. Wednesday play. Seen you in the Wednesday play again, Yootha. What'd you do the other days of the week, you lazy cow? Z-Cars, Dixon of Dark Green, Steptoe and Son. Hello, Harry. You better not get typecast, love. I'll never have you back. Oh, fuck, I should listen to that. Me Mammy Series 1, Me Mammy Series 2, Me Mammy Series 3, okay, yes. Never mind the quality, feel the width, nearest and dearest. On the buses, Fence Street Gang, open all hours, Benny Hill, Benny Hill, Benny Hill, Benny fucking. You see, I was always sexy. And not on purpose. But it's got nothing to do with looks, you see, nothing. Nothing to do with looks. See, I should have gone and followed little Dirkie Bogart to France for my film career. The French. God, the French would have loved me. I mean, look at the actors. It's Gainsbourg and Gabin and Aznavour, Moreau, Simone Signoret, those faces. French actually have a word for it. Phrase. Jolie laide. Jolie laide. Ugly beautiful. Love that. I suppose it was a bit like that in the States, you know, because you had your Bogarts, of course, you had your Jack Palances, whatever, and then you did have your Betty Davises, your Kate Hepburn doing strong women's roles, you know, you did have them doing lawyers, but then, oh, people, then came feminism and the pill. No, don't look at me like that. Of course I was all for it. Of course I was. And frankly, you know, nobody ever really turned me down if I wanted something. If I was determined to get something or somebody, I usually got what I want. And why not? Oh my God, the men have been doing it for years, haven't they? But for acting, I saw an angel with big tits. And I signed her. Marianne Faithfull. Poor bitch. See, the thing was, what people don't understand, as soon as you were allowed to express yourself, those words, you know, as soon as you were allowed to express yourself, you know, as soon as you were allowed to show your tits, that's all they wanted you to do on film. And if they didn't particularly want to see yours, it means nothing. Yes, I do mean you, Barbara. Oh, hello, Sid. Oh, hello, Sid. Oh, fucking hell, Barbara, it's hard. Oh, Lord. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Oh, I got myself worked up then. Did you know? Oh, I sound like Michael Caine, I better watch that. Did you know? Did you know that any one given time we only use up about 10% of our lung capacity? 10%. Bloody hell, all that lovely 90% of wasted air. Let's have a little breathe. A little yogic breathe, okay. In through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Just because I've got my eyes closed doesn't mean I can't fucking... You're not doing it, you bastard! In through the nose, come on! Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Can you hear that? God? I'm afraid. Oh, and that we have to get on. See, I don't have much time left. Oh, do you mind if I just take that phone call? Can I just do that? Hello? Oh, better pick the phone up. Should have paid attention in mime class. Hello? Yootha Joyce here. Hello, Yootha, yeah. Hello, love, it's Brian. Murphy, you silly cow. What do you think it was? Yeah, Brian. Yeah. Yeah, and I just thought I'd give you a little ring because I've just been offered a sitcom. Yeah, sitcom. Yeah, pilot. No, I'm not playing a pilot, you silly cow. No, henpecked husband. Yeah, I know it's a bit of typecasting. Oh, shut up, will you? Yeah. No, what? No, it's not. No, it's not Gordon Simpson. No, it's the other one. Cooke and Mortimer. Yeah, I know they're not quite so good. Are you going to piss on my chips, or am I going to have this phone conversation with you silly cow? Oh. Yeah. No, well, I don't know if it'll get picked up, love. I really don't. It's a bit risque. Yeah, it's these two blokes, right? No. What did I say? Oh, no, it's these two birds. Oh, sorry, can't say that anymore. There's these two girls and a bloke. And they're sharing a flat. Yeah, I know. And I'm the landlord. Yeah, I know. Why do you give your agent a ring? What are you doing anyway? Keep seeing you in the Wednesday play you for. I mean, what do you do the other fucking days of the week? We rehearsed Man About the House in the Rose and Crown in Teddington. Seriously. Tuesdays, good old read through. Thursdays up to about 4 o'clock. Rehearse all the way through. Then all of us crewing everything down to the bar for a lovely meal. It was just fantastic. We'd have a lovely meal together. You didn't care what you ate, you know. You just, as long as you had a glass, something nice to go with it, you know. And then Sunday, studio. Tech in the morning, and then in the evening, filming. My nerves. I know I'm used to the audiences in the theatre, but see, in this we had a studio audience, you see. And the thing is, they like to come up and chat to you, you know, between takes, you know, and it's lovely. It's lovely, but I need to focus. I really need to focus on it. But don't worry, I've got it all sorted, got it all worked out. Yeah, I spoke to my old friend Miriam Carlin. You know her? We were in the theatre all together, Stratford. But she was doing the rag trade. Do you remember? She was doing the rag trade with Sheila Hancock, and that was live TV. Live TV, right? So they worked out a perfect solution, and she told me. 2 Valium and a glass of champagne. To the dressing room just before you go on, magic. So I tried it with brandy. No, not a whole tumbler, don't worry. No, not a whole tumbler. Just a little, you know, a little nip, a little sherry glass. Just before you go on, just before they shout, action! Nostrovnia! I'm gonna need that one, I love. Oh, on the floor. Fuck off. I paid good money for that job. Oh, you kept it nice and I'm no Kate Bush, fuck off. I've always taken my inspiration from Fanny. Oh, don't tell George. He thinks my special touches are original. Poor George. Look, I know he teases me, but deep down I know George is really proud of me. The trouble with George is, you see, he's made for the suburbs, isn't he really? The provinces. And I'm made for the bright lights of Broadway. And I don't mean tooting. Where has he got to? He's popped down the welly arms for a bottle of Stamps and cheesy balls on him. Not that cheesy ball or a pickled onion. But if it's not on a cocktail stick with a chunk of pineapple in a silver foiled grapefruit, then it's not entering my Porkins love. Sanders, isn't that right, Fanny? Yes. He's just annoyed because it's a dinner party I'm giving this week, and he thinks I don't charge him enough rent anymore. Anyway, you know, without me feeding them. He's jealous of Robin. Poor Robin. We're just friends. No, we're just friends. I mean, all Robin needs is a maternal breast to lay his weary head on. And the occasional home-cooked Vesta curry from the freezer. I mean, the girls, you know, the girls are lovely, but I don't know about you ladies, but I don't think girls know how to look after a man these days, do they? I mean, just because it's all women's lib and that stuff, you know, come on. Just because you're allowed to burn your bra doesn't mean you should whip it off, roll it up into a ball and stick it under the bed for me to clear away. Thank you very much, sluts. Oh, sorry. Slattons. No, not our girls, no, but some of them, I tell you, that have been living here. Slattons. I should see all the mess they have and they expect me to clear it. Oh, God. Expect me to clear it away with no thanks. No thanks at all. Oh, nearly done, nearly there. Smidge of fennel in the fondue and Johnny's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Musky after midnight. Good old Yardley. George never comes near me anymore. No. Nowhere near me. Do you think I'm still attractive? I think I'm still attractive. See the way men look at me. You can tell by that, you see. I'm just fine. Good old Yardley. Never lets you down. Some things are like that, you see, like Yardley. Reliable. Keeping up standards, that's reliable. Getting dressed for no one. Making up for nothing. Dancing like no one's watching. Smiling when there's no one there to see you. Standards. And when he does take you out, well, it always goes wrong, doesn't it? It always goes wrong when he takes me out. You know, but you've got to go anyway, haven't you? You've got to go, you see, because if you don't go, who are you? If you don't go, there is no you. Oh, but I'd never let him down. No, never, no. Never let myself down, or George. He's my husband, you see, and that means something. At least for me it does. I know he loves me. Just wish that he'd show it. Where is he anyway? George! Poor bitch, eh? Turn the sound down on George and Mildred and you're in a Beckett play. But, you know, Mildred was born, and then I began to lose my youth. Ah! Right in the eye, love, right in the eye. Woo! It suits you. Woo! go back, sorry. See you. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. Oh, God. Okay. Series. Get over yourself, YOOTHA. It's not all gravy. Wait for the fear to set in. Wait for the fear. Repetition. You're an actress, YOOTHA. Repetition will kill you. And don't come running to me when you're dead. Joan? Joan? Yeah, she always was a ray of sunshine, wasn't she? Hated TV, hated it. Got a bit cold in it. Oh no, I was fine. I was fine. I mean, we loved it. We loved doing Man About That. Of course we did. We were stars, you know, feted around the town, awards and everything. So much publicity. It was lovely at first, you know, because it was like a 2-year long party with Richard and with Sally and Paula and everything. And it was all of us, you know, doing all the publicity and all the what do you call it, the PR, you know, those tours and everything like that. It was lovely. It was harder later, you know, when it was just me and Brian, but there wasn't really anyone to take the load off, to take the pressure off. But I'm not saying we weren't grateful. We were so grateful, and what an honour. Me and Brian, our own spin-off series. George and Mildred. Well, of course, we were the most popular characters. I hate to say it, but it was true, wasn't it? The most popular characters. You know, we won all the awards, Variety Club Awards, everything, comedy awards, no acting awards, but never mind. All that kind of I'm not bitter, but anyway, we had all that going on. You know, it was great. And of course, the financial security, that was terribly important, of course, because Brian had family, you know, and for me as well. It was important enough to put my nerves, you know, that I mentioned. Because people think it's just doing the series, you see. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series... No, it's not. We were touring all over the world when we weren't filming. We were touring all in Australia, New Zealand. They loved us out there. And then, of course, there was the summer seasons, and they went on and on. That was a long summer season. Now, that was like, as you can imagine, 2 shows a day and 3 on weekends, you know, just like being back in rep. Only, I suppose, the accommodation was marginally better, but not really very much, to be quite honest with you. But the trouble was that, you see, nowadays, you couldn't even go for a little stroll down the prom without being mobbed by fans, mobbed. And some of them are lovely, you know, but some of them can be a bit, you know, oh, I'll give you one, Mildred. Yeah, where's George? Have you left him at home? Yeah. Fine at first, but... And worse for poor Brian. Poor Brian, I mean, you know, he'd be out with his real wife and they're saying, oh, what's you doing with her? I hear you can't get it up, you know. Not really. It's mainly public appearances. The public appearances, they were insane. Morning, it'd be Bedford, Bedorama. In the afternoon, it'd be Wicks in Walthamstow, then off to the theatre for 3 shows. We were like rock stars. We even had, I swear, a tour manager called the Gresh. We had a tour manager called the Gresh. Now, he would timetable my public appearances, because Brian didn't really do it. I did it mainly on my own. He would timetable my public appearances like a military operation. Well, he'd been in the army, you see, and it showed. And he could get me out of like Wakefield's bullies in a blacked out limo like I was David Essex and back to the theatre before I knew what was happening to me, you know, and he always knew the right direction, the easiest route, you know. I'm not like that, oh my God, I can't even, what do you call it, stir porridge in the right direction. He's like a husband to me at that time, he really was. Kept me sane. Oh, but I never actually married again after Glyn, no. Never would. See, I think you have to be in love for that, and I don't think I ever actually really had that. But I mean, I had lots of two major long-term relationships after Glyn, you know. Now the first one, that was a long-term one, that was with Cyril Smith. No. Not the pig-faced paedophile MP. I'm unlucky in love, ladies and gentlemen, not insane. He was a pop promoter and a sort of Mr. Fix-It, you know. Now, he was very volatile, actually. He's very, very volatile. That whole relationship was a bit volatile. As far as I remember, it was a plate of Dover sole and chips over his head in a restaurant. Luckily ducked. And eventually saw the funny side of it. I was a bit frightened there for a minute, though. Oh, I don't think a man should ever hit a woman. Never. There's no need. Just drag her into the kitchen and chuck a bucket of water over her. Problem solved. And the other one, Terry, yeah, he was the production manager. I was with him for quite a while. He was the production manager on our tours, you see, but that was lovely. 20 years younger than me, I should have seen that coming, blah, 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 ladies, yes, okay. But, you know, both of them, all of them, they looked after me. In their way. Till they didn't. I'm feeling terrible. Sorry, I'm feeling terrible about what I said to you just now about the fans. I feel awful about what I said about the fans because I love the fans. Obviously I love the fans. And it's the price you have to pay. It means so much to them, doesn't it? It means so much. Especially if they're old or disabled. I don't know if you're allowed to say that. But, you know, they've been waiting all day at the theatre. You know, it means so much to them. And I always thought that I managed to bring a bit of glamour into the arse end of the 70s. You know, bin strikes, blackouts, dustbin men strikes. Like the Blitz, wasn't it? A bit like the Blitz. And everything painted in that dirty protest brown. And I'd swan in trailing a bit of Malibu trim and a 3-inch Carvella. And it'd make their day. Manners. Yeah, manners cost nothing. It's always been my motto. But I don't like the grabby ones. I'm sorry, I don't like the grabby ones. And you see, some of them can be a bit grabby. Now, I don't like that. I've never liked being touched in my whole life, actually. I don't like people touching me. So sometimes, you know, you manage, and it's hard to find somewhere discreet, to have a lovely meal with your friends, very, very discreet. It's not going to be anyone that you fancy or whatever. And a lovely meal, like I said before, you don't care what you eat, as long as you've got a glass of nothing, something nice to go with it, you know. And you're there, and suddenly it's, excuse me, pardon, excuse me, I can see you're busy, pardon, sorry, excuse me, I can see you're busy, I don't want to disturb you, sorry, then don't! Then fucking don't! See, I'm busy, then don't fucking disturb me!
I've heard of cold turkey. This seems like all my boxing days have come at once. Shit. 1 minute your mother's rubbing brandy on your teething ring, the next minute you're on a bottle of brandy. Bit grim, innit? Of course I could have gone private, but I couldn't bear the thought of the ghost of that voice of Joan Littlewood banging in my ears. Marks will be turning in his grave, you bastard. Sorry. Sorry. Of course, first thing, when I got here, first thing that evil old bitch of a matron did was confiscate me fags and to kill Hattie Jakes right now. Oh, Hattie. Hattie'd smuggle you in 200 and a bottle of something nice to go with it, no problem. It's a lovely lady, Hattie, lovely. Sorry. It's just so hard. It's all right though. Be out next week. Yeah, be out next week. Got Celebrity Squares with Fraser Hines and Bonnie Langton. But after that, no more. No more. They're offering a film, but no more. Bury Mildred before she buries me. And then, well, oh God, I might go back to Mr. Theatre. I miss it, you know. Bit Shakespeare. Oh, maybe my old friend Jean-Paul Sartre. Or just forget it all and just open a dog sanctuary. Oh, heaven. Oh, Brian, I said no visitors, darling. I said no visitors. Oh, you're joking, okay. What a coincidence, your mum's in here. Okay, give her my love. No, don't stay with me. I'm fine, but just go and give your mum my love, yeah. Oh, seriously, darling, I'll be out next week. Yeah, I'll be out next week, I told you. Just give her a kiss from me. Oh, I'll tell you what you could do for me. Watch me on By Grace tonight. That's By Grace. Yeah. We did it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Yes, I'm singing. Seriously. See me next week. He won't. I'm going now. I won't be coming back. Brown bread, Mildred. No, George. Sourdough. Oh, it's been lovely. It's been lovely. But once is enough. Really blaze bright enough. Really shine, you know, bright enough. Come on, I blazed, didn't I? Blaze sometimes, maybe a little bit too close to the sun. So now it's your turn. Burn bright, seriously. I dare you. like me, you get the nerves. Just don't forget to for all we know, we may never meet again. Before you go, make this moment sweet again. We won't say goodnight until the last minute. Hold out my hand and my heart will be in it for all we know. This may only be a dream. We come, we go, like a ripple on a stream. So love me tonight. Tomorrow is meant for some. Tomorrow may never come for all we
Thank you.